My name is Dale Zaborowski, and I'm the Laboratory Safety Officer for the Biology and Physics Department here at Kennesaw State University. I want to give you some guidelines to help make your laboratory experience to be a safe as well as a productive one. One of the first things I want you to do is print off a copy of the Laboratory Safety Guidelines from the main web page of the Biology and Physics Department here at KSU. Put it in your book bag. Read it every time you encounter it. This way you're going to be reminding yourself over and over again what you should be doing while you're in the laboratory. With all your lab activities, you're going to have to wear safety glasses. Now, in all of our labs, there's a tub like this where safety glasses are provided for you. I recommend if you're going to use these that you wash them with cold water before you use them, and then wash them with cold water again before you put them back. That way we're not transmitting eye diseases back and forth, which are very contagious. You can buy your own safety glasses, which I recommend. There are a couple different types. One would be the types with side splashes, which is what we offer for you, or a wraparound, okay, which fit your face a little bit tighter, fit more like a goggle. The problem with this is they don't ventilate as well. So if you do something a little more energetic, they tend to fog up. Okay, it's all a matter of what you're looking for. But you want to make sure that they conform to the American National Standards Institute, the ANSI Z87.1. You'll find that on the package of safety glasses or on the specifications of an online order. That's what you're looking for. If you wear glasses, your glasses are not good enough. They're only held to the Consumer Product Safety Standard. They're not held to the lab standard. So you'll have to wear something like an OTG. These are OTG, meaning over the glasses. These are designed to fit over your glasses, and that way you're protected and still can see well. Okay. If you wear glasses, I recommend that you get prescription safety glasses, and they have removable side splashes so that you have protection while you're in the lab, and then you can take them off when you leave. There are times you may have to wear a goggle, and that's where the materials that you're working with will specifically damage your eye if you get them in, something like acids and caustic substances. And so they'll be available for you, and this is a chemical splash goggle. No food and drink is allowed in any of these laboratories at any time for any reason. And that includes your personal water bottle and your morning cup of coffee. You don't want to be going to your mouth while you're in these rooms, because you don't want to be taking what's on these tables and putting them into your system. You must wear the proper attire when you're in the laboratory. And that means no bare midriff, no bare shoulders. You should be wearing long pants. You should have closed-toed and closed-heel shoes. You shouldn't be wearing sandals. You're trying to create a barrier between you and what you're working with. I recommend that you wear a lab coat. This protects you, that if you spill something on you, you can get out of it quickly, and it also keeps you from staining your clothing. When you're in the laboratory, turn off all of your electrical devices. That is, your MP3 player and your cell phone. We need your undivided attention while you're in here. And also, pay attention to what's going on around you. Know where the first aid kit is. Know where the exits are. Stow your book bag out of the way. We want to keep the aisleways clear so we're not creating a trip hazard for others in the room. You'll be moving around a lot in this laboratory, and we want to keep everybody safe. Now I want to introduce you to the safety shower and the eye wash. Okay? The safety shower is here. Here's the handle, and here's the head. If you were to spill something on you, come over here, pull this lever, and this will deliver 10 gallons of water per minute to wash that off of you. Okay? But I want you to take something in consideration. If you were to spill something on you, like an acid that begins to burn you, and it's in your clothing, when you pull this and that water starts to go on there, it's going to dilute it and actually spread it. You have to get out of your clothing in order to wash that off of you. The way to get around that is to wear a lab coat. You can get out of your lab coat quickly. Now I want to introduce you to the eye wash. This is the eye wash. If you were to get something in your eye, you can come over here, hit this lever, and this will begin to flow. Okay? Put your face down in it for a minimum of 15 minutes to flush out your eyes. Now, as long as you're wearing these, you'll never have to worry about that. Now, you notice that with the safety shower, there is no drain on the floor. And the reason being that if you were to spill a chemical on you and you had to wash it off of you, you now have a hazardous chemical spill. And you don't want that going down the drain. And with that in mind, you shouldn't pull this as a prank. In this lab, you're going to generate a lot of different types of waste. It's very important that you dispose of those waste properly, because what you're working with here is real hazardous stuff. This isn't make-believe. Okay? Now, when it comes to chemical waste, you're going to have to dispose of it in containers that we'll have set up in the hood for you. Right? One of the most important things is anything containing hazardous waste must have a tight-fitting lid and be closed at all times, unless you're actively pouring into it. And that means that you go over there, you take the lid off, you pour your stuff in, and here's the really important part. You put the lid back on. You don't leave the lid laying next to it. For other types of waste, you're going to use different receptacles. If you do things with blood products, petri dishes, bacteria, that kind of thing, you're going to use a biohazard bag like this. Okay, you don't want to be throwing that into the regular garbage. Same goes for sharps. Things like needles, razor blades, scalpel blades. That does not go in the regular trash. You can poke through and injure the janitorial staff. For broken glass, you need to use a glass box. You're going to generate a lot of these glass pipettes. You don't want to be throwing these into the garbage, because these will definitely injure the janitorial staff because they'll poke through the bag. Okay? You want to throw them into the glass box, as well as other types of glass, broken glassware, used slides. Notice that it says glass. It doesn't say soda bottles and newspaper and gloves and paper towels. Only throw in here what needs to go in here. Don't put regular trash into these containers. Now, in an emergency situation, you'll hear the fire alarm. That means to leave the building. We don't do drills unless it's well planned and well notified. Take your stuff with you. Take your keys, take your coat, take your books, because sometimes you could be out for a prolonged time. Also, if you hear a siren outside, that is, the sirens that are mounted out on the poles, those mean to shelter in the building. It would be used in something like a tornado or something. Don't leave the building when you hear that alarm. Don't go into the hallway wearing gloves. You wear gloves for one of two reasons. One is you're protecting yourself from what you're working with, or you're protecting your work from yourself. If you go in the hallway wearing your gloves, you're actually taking whatever it is you're working with out into the hallway and contaminating everything out there. On the other side, if you're taking whatever's out there in the hallway, you're going to be bringing it in and contaminating your work. So before you leave, take your gloves off. And before you leave the lab, wash your hands. Leave what was here in here. I encourage you to have a safe and productive laboratory experience.